So good morning again. This is Dr. C.H. Kiran Kumar dealing the machine learning part. Today we learn what is probability classification with probability estimation. Probability estimation, the last topic of chapter unit 1. Right. What do you mean by, let us revise what is called confusion matrix. Confusion matrix. Let us see here. Now, take actuals as rows, actuals as rows, and predictions as columns. Take actuals as rows and predictions as columns. Now, here the actual is P. Here also P, here also it is P. The actual is positive. Our prediction is also positive. It is called TP. True P, true positive. But here, if you consider this, this is positive, actually positive, but we predicted it as false. So it is called FP. FP, my dear friends, FP. So FN, false negative, false negative. Now, what about this? This is negative. Actually is negative, but we predicted it as positive. We predicted it as positive. That is, it is called F. We predicted it in false manner. And this is positive. Positively, we predicted. And this about what about this? This is negative, actual negative, and we also predicted it as negative. So this is called T negative. See, if you see here, what our predictions, what are our predictions? Our correct predictions are TP and TN. Our false predictions are FP and FN. See here, our correct predictions are TP and TN, and our false predictions are FP and FN. What is the error rate? Let us just have a small discussion, small recall. Accuracy is equal to accuracy TP TN, what we predicted correctly. That is called accuracy. TP plus TN by TP plus TN plus FP plus FN. All these things collectively called as accuracy. My dear friends, accuracy is not the only measure, is not the only measure to predict the correct values. So sometimes accuracy may be high, may be very high, but we fail in actual. We fail in actual. So that is where we can say an example. Suppose in an airport, 1 billion people are coming every day or for a month. Now, what is the probability of, or in these 30 days, there were only 10 terrorists. 10 terrorists were there among these 1 billion people. Now, estimate the probability. If a newcomer comes to the airport, what is the probability of becoming a terrorist? That person becoming a terrorist. For suppose if you want to calculate that, how do you do this? Now, out of 1 billion, there were only 10 terrorists. So suppose if we take all 1 billion, there are no terrorists in all one. Or if our prediction is, there are no terrorists. In that case, our prediction is this is P. What is P here? What is P here? 1 billion. Actual P is minus 10. And this is actual, my dear friends. There is no, our prediction has not yet come. This is actual. Right. We'll separate it in a Right. So the actual is 1 billion positive. 1 billion minus 10 is positive and 10 is negative. Actual, this is actual. Now what we thought, let us predict there are no terrorists. Predict. Our prediction is no terrorists. No terrorists. Now what is this then? What about this uh, confusion matrix? How would be our confusion matrix? So this is, no, we predicted, and what is our prediction? Our prediction is all are good people, no terrorists, no terrorists. So what he says, so all good people are terrorists, so they are 100% correct. So this is TP, this becomes 1 billion minus 10. This is correct. What about this? This is positive, and we predicted it as negative. No such, because we predicted every public, every people, every citizen, every terrorist, every citizen is not a terrorist. Is not a terrorist. So there is no chance of, no, actual positive, and our prediction is negative. No chance. But about this, what about this, my dear friends? This is actually, what about this? This, what is this? The actual no. There is, what he says is 10. 10. The actual no is 10. So we predicted this also as 10. Actually, he is a terrorist. The actual is terrorist. Terrorist. And we predicted as positive. He is not a terrorist. He is not a terrorist. This is 0. Terrorist. All, nobody is a terrorist. See, if you consider this, what is the accuracy? The accuracy would be, see, the accuracy TP plus TN by total, if you consider, it would be around 1 billion minus 10 by almost 1 billion. That means it comes to 0.9999 something, or 99.9999%. The accuracy is very high. The accuracy is very high. But have you identified the terrorist? The answer is no. Then definitely this type is not exactly correct. So accuracy is not always true, my dear friends. Always true, not always true. So we have to consider the other also. TPR is also called sensitivity or recall. What do you mean by that? Sensitivity and recall. See, this is called TP plus FP. Why total TP plus FP? That means out of positives, out of positives, out of positives, how many you have, out of the total positives, how many you identified? So what is your positivity rate? What is your positivity rate? That is called positivity rate. That is called sensitivity or positive rate. Positive rate, my dear friends. Sensitivity or positive rate. No, similarly, what is called negative rate? This is called specificity. That is nothing but TNR is equal to 1 minus FPR. 1 minus FPR. See, so this, if you talk about here in this particular case, specificity. If you talk about specificity, this comes under specificity. That is, specificity means the total number of, the specificity means the total number of negatives, and you identified negatives is becoming 0. That is, you have not at all identified even one negative case. So this is how this also have to be considered in some cases. That is why we consider called precision. TP is equal to TP by TP plus FP. That is called precision. TP by TP plus FP. TP by TP plus Fn. TP by TP plus Fn is called recall or sensitivity అంటారు. FP plus TN by FP by TN by FP plus FP by, so that is called, right, anyhow. Now, what is meant by, now let us come to the point. Class probability estimation. What do you mean by class probability estimation? A probability classifier assigns probabilities to each class. Every class is assigned a probability where the probability of a particular class corresponds to the probability of the image belonging to that class. Now, this is called probability estimate. See, let us take an example, and I'll tell you with an example. Right, let us take some probabilities given as 0.9, 0.5, 0.2, 0.8, and 0.3. For suppose the actual predicted value for this is 1, the actual value is, this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 1, this is 0. Our prediction, for suppose, so let us take a model. The model is, here the model is the probability if greater than 0.5, take the predict as 1. If the probability is greater than 0.5, take the predicted as 1. See, so in that case, this becomes 1, this becomes 1, this becomes 0, and this becomes 1, and this also becomes 0. This is called when the threshold is at 0.5. Threshold we have taken as 0.5. Suppose, for suppose, if it is a bank and we are asked to find out whether a new person is eligible to get loan or not. In that case, I don't want to take 0.5 as a threshold. I want to take guarantees. I want to give the loan to only the persons guaranteedly pay the amount. In that case, I want to take this as, so I want to take this as 0.8 or 0.75, whatever it is. So in that case, I'll get my predicted values as something like this: 0.50, 0.2 as 0, 0.8 as 0, 1, and 0.3 as 0. So this is how it is. So this is called probability, my dear friends. Probability. Now take these two as matrix, confusion matrix. Now see, these two are taken as confusion matrix. And here also, these two are taken as with confusion matrix. These two are taken as confusion matrix. Now we again calculate, but no, thresholds 0.5, 0.8, 0.6, 0.2, 0.3, anything can be taken like that. So if all the taken, if many such confusion matrix exists, it would be a difficult task. But even if many confusion matrices exist, how do you finalize? How do you finalize? This is so for this, what we do is ROC, ROC curve, ROC curve. This is called ROC curve. By using this, we can easily estimate the which threshold it is giving the maximum, for which threshold it we would be taking or consider. See, something else, right? If we draw a, a diagram taking taking FPR on x-axis, FPR on x-axis, FPR falls present rate, and TPR on y-axis. TPR is taken on y-axis and FPR is taken on x-axis. If you consider, for suppose, if the threshold is very high, that is threshold is taken as very low. Very low means, that is, if I take 0.2, what happens if 0.2 is taken as threshold? The actual is 1 or 0. Our prediction will be all 1. Our predictions all will be 1. What about then FPR and TPR? See, we'll get a point somewhere here, my dear friends. Somewhere here. So this is our point. Suppose if no, it should not be that. Threshold should be high. Let us take 0.9 or something like that. Very high. Then we'll get a point somewhere here. Suppose a graph is drawn in between these two, then we will be ending up with something, a curve like this. Suppose if a point exists here, so a curve will be like this. Now, this curve is called ROC curve, right? Now, if you see here, this is a curve and a straight line and many such curves. This is for model 1. Many such curves may exist like this. Now, how do you say which curve is better or best? Which curve is best? These are all called ROC curves. And now if you take a straight line here, this area is 0.5, and the total area is again 0.5. Now, if this area is, no, how do you say which curve is better? So we call it as AOC, area AUC, area under curve, area under curve. See, this area under curve is taken as parameter, is taken as a parameter. So if this is taken, this is the least, and whichever the thing which covers more area, it is called the best curve. It is called the best curve. Even if you see here, see, if you see here, for low FPRs, high TPR, for low FPR, high TPR, this is called for low FPR, high TPR, which is our desired things, which is our desired thing. So this is called uh, right FPR. Now you can also see the same thing here. See, this is what it is. TPR is taken TP by TP plus Fn. FPR is taken FP by FP plus Tn. And if threshold is very low, if threshold is very low, our TPR and FPR both will be high. And if if threshold is very high, our TPR and FPR will be very low. But if we take two, 3, or 4 models like this, 3, 4 models, which model, which card would be better? So drawing this area, if you draw a line here, and the area whichever covers more area, that model we say is the best model. This is about see. Similarly, here we can even calculate. We can even calculate the Gini. The Gini. What do you mean by Gini? Gini coefficient. So the Gini coefficient is given as. What do you mean by Gini? This area, model 1 area is called as A. And suppose if you don't have model 3, model 2 area is called B. This area is said to be A and this area is said to be B. Then the Gini coefficient is written as is equal to area A by area A plus B. Area A by area A plus B. Now, how do you relate with AUC? What do you mean by AUC? A, this is model 1 is A, model 2 is B, for suppose. Suppose if A, if we want to talk about in terms of AUC, in terms of AUC, A can be written as AUC of A minus 0.5. This, the total area is normally AUC. The total, this area is normally AUC. Now you can say separate 0.5, then A becomes A is equal to AUC point minus 0.5. Then what about A plus B? The same way, A plus B is also, A plus B is, if this half is 0.5, this half also will become 0.5. So our formula Gini coefficient, Gini is equal to AUC minus 0.5 divided by 0.5. And if we write 0.5 as 1 by 2, we will be ending up AUC into 2, AUC into 2, AUC into 2, AUC by 0.5 minus 0.5 by 0.5. That is gives you minus 1. That is nothing but 2 AUC minus 1. So the Gini coefficient is 2 AUC minus 1. So this is how probability is estimated. The probability is estimated. See, let me just revise the things. Let me just revise. So the point is class probability estimator. Class probability estimator. So we need to have good knowledge about what is called TPR, what is called precision, what is called sensitivity, what is called specificity, false positive rate, true positive rate, all these things, accuracy and TNT. So all these things you must have a clear cut idea. After that, suppose if probabilities are given, the actual is also given. Now predicted. Suppose we have to take here threshold. See, for some applications, the threshold, everyone who applies for a college, whoever applies to a college, I want to study MTech or I want to study BTech, whatever it is, everyone will be considered. We don't put any restriction. Whoever comes will be taking. Then the threshold will be 0.0 or 0.1, whatever it is. No restrictions, as there is no much demand for any college today. For example, అలా కాకుండా if you take loan తీసుకున్నారనుకోండి, లోన్ అంటే ఏంటి? లోన్ అంటే సో బ్యాంక్ వెళ్ళి లోన్ తీసుకోవాలంటే if you apply for a loan, what is the possibility of rejecting your loan or accepting your loan? So this is the question. So there, so probability threshold is 0.8. Then only we will give the loan. Threshold 0.8 means there is a guarantee that 0. Those who are having 0.8 or more, they are actually 100% they are paying. Even 0.2% also paid, but we don't consider. We consider only that threshold where all guarantee pays. Such if you take that as 0.8, so threshold may vary from application to application. That is why, so if for different thresholds we have to plot a curve called as ROC curve, plot a graph called as ROC curve, FPR and TPR taken, false positive rate and TPR, true positive rate is taken, FPR is taken on x-axis and TPR is taken on y-axis. And if you draw a figure like this, see, how do you draw a figure like this? See, you can see clearly. Now, for low threshold, very low threshold, you'll get a point here, my dear friends. You'll get a point here. For high threshold, you'll get a point here. For each model, such thresholds are, if plotted for each model, see, the model 1 curve will be like this, model 2 curve will be like this, model 3 curve will be like this. Now we have to check which model is correct, which model is the best. So for this, we need to have AUC, area under curve, area under curve. See, we have to draw a, we have to insert a line here. This area, model 1, this area is model 1 AUC, and this area is model 2 AUC, and this total area is model 3's AUC. This is AUC, area under curve. Now, how do you calculate Gini coefficient? How do you calculate Gini coefficient? Gini coefficient is given as the area. See, model 1 area and model 2. If there are only two models, there is no third model. For suppose model 1 occupies A area, model 2 occupies B area, then Gini coefficient is calculated as A by A plus B, A by A plus B, A by A plus B. Now we can see the total area of this is 1 anukunte, the center point ki యువతలో ఉన్నది 0.5 అవుతుంది, center point ki యువతలో ఉన్నది 0.5 అవుతుంది. In that case, A is equal to AUC. This is total area AUC. For suppose if you write a small, so this is AUC. This is AUC, my dear friends. This is AUC. And if you want to have this A, that is nothing but AUC minus 0.5. Similarly, A plus B is also 0.5 because A plus B is this part. Now, Gini is equal to AUC minus A by A means AUC minus 0.5 by 0.5. That is nothing but 2 AUC minus 1. This is called Gini coefficient. This is about probability, class probability estimator. Class probability estimator. Hope you understood.